In this tutorial, we will begin the first of two parts going into some detail on the Preferences submenu located in the System menu found in the menu bar. Now, the GNOME desktop environment, which is the default desktop environment for Ubuntu Linux, provides for the menus in the upper half of the screen. You will see three menus: Applications, Places, and System. Additionally, there are some icons and a clock and a logout button and some other items in this menu bar. In this tutorial, we will begin to take a look at the Preferences submenu found here in the System menu. Now, the Preferences submenu is a submenu that is intended to provide little applications and tools and other things to assist with the setting of preferences and configurations and options for several different aspects of the Ubuntu Linux system. For example, the first item located here in the Preferences submenu is entitled About Me. And this allows one to to enter in some default information about your user account. And the information that's provided here will then be used in other applications where applicable. For example, one can enter in an email address or perhaps a home address and other personal information, and that information will be populated in email clients located on the system. So this is a way, if one chooses to use, this is really optional, but one can enter in this information here without hopefully having to enter it in again later on. One can also click this box located next to the name and provide a picture or icon representing the user, and this is also an easy place to go and change the password for this particular user. The next item located in the Preferences submenu is the Assistive Technology Preferences. And this is for folks who need some assistance with various pieces of the Linux desktop, and provides for some tools to assist with reading and using the system for folks who may have physical impairments. It enables, for example, an ability to read the screen. It's a voice that sort of reads the screen. There's a way to set up a magnification system, and you can see an on-screen keyboard perhaps. There's some additional items in here for folks who may need those tools. The next item under the Preferences submenu is the desktop background. Now, this was also the subject of another tutorial, and this is where one can go to add wallpapers and other backgrounds, or perhaps turn off wallpapers and simply use solid colors on the main desktop environment. This can also be accessed by right-clicking on the desktop and going to Change Desktop Background. That opens up the same tool. The next item under Preferences is one entitled Font. Now, this can be very handy for folks who may want to really make some changes to their fonts on the system. You can see here that one can set the default font for several different areas. For example, the default application font, the default document font, the default desktop font, the default window title font, which is the font that's used up here in the window title bar, and the default fixed width font for using the terminal and other similar applications. One can simply click on the box, and a new box will open up that allows one to select different fonts, the style, and of course the size, and you can see a preview of that down here in the bottom. The Font Preferences dialog box also contains options on the font rendering. This deals with anti-aliasing and other similar font smoothing techniques, and it provides different mechanisms: monochrome, best contrast, best shapes, and subpixel smoothing for LCD screens. If one chooses subpixel smoothing for LCD screens, one can click on Details and enter in some additional information about the type of hinting and the subpixel order and things like that. There's also a button to go to the font folder, which is a folder in your system that allows where you can easily drag and drop fonts if one wants to install new fonts on the system. The next item under Preferences on in the System menu is Keyboard, and this little tool allows one to set things related to the keyboard, such as how fast keys repeat after a key is held down, how fast the cursor blinks, different types of keyboard layouts. One can add different keyboard layouts and things like that. There's a lot of different options here to configure one's keyboard. And there's also a link, again, to the accessibility tools that are available for keyboards. Another item in the Preferences menu is Keyboard Shortcuts. And this is a very handy tool to allow one to set key commands as shortcuts. For example, launch web browser. Right now it doesn't really have much of a shortcut, but one can simply easily enter in a key command such as you can see down here, Alt F2 or Alt F1. One can enter perhaps Control B or Control F10. Any kind of combinations on things to launch the default web browser. And as you can see, there's lots of other key shortcuts here for Windows and launching the music player and changing the volume and muting the volume and all kinds of things here. These are all kinds of keyboard shortcuts that can be used.